this is a little different from my usual content, but I have gotten so many people into Crossworlds. I've had a lot of commenters saying like they want to get the game but haven't yet, so they're going to get the game, or they just got the game. So I thought I would provide some tips and tricks that those of us who got to play the betas and stuff figured out. So the first thing that a lot of people I see struggling with is you can drift when going straight. I know that a lot of people are confused. They're like, oh, I love drifting, but it's so hard to do it on this map because there's no turns. You can do it while going straight. It takes a bit of practice. I still run into walls when I'm doing it, but I'm getting better at like staying straight in the lane and keeping it steady. But the big thing you want to do is you either want to just like charge a level 1 drift and let go, and it'll just give you tiny boosts as you go, or you can do what's called snaking. Now, snaking is a little difficult to figure out at first, but basically if you let off the drift and then immediately press the button down and turn, you can like continue your drift. So the first drifting technique is you're gonna go forward and you're gonna drift once, fill that gauge, release, fill that gauge, release, fill that gauge, release. Hopefully don't hit the walls. It's kind of hard to play with my hands out like this. So here, I'm gonna go drift, release, and then release and put it on again. So what I did was, because I released and put it on so fast, I was able to change direction and still fill up that gauge. So let's see if I can do that there. And then keep filling it, and I managed to change directions. And let's see if I can still, nope, okay, reset. But still, it really helps when you're in a little straight bit. And you can do this, and then you hold, and then you fill it. Another traversal tactic a lot of noobs don't realize is you can just kind of go over things like this using boost items. And one thing about that, though, that most players, even non-noobs, don't realize is sometimes it's still worth your time to go over that without the boost item, and you still save time. Now, I think it works about the same on keyboard. I just learned keyboard 3 seconds ago, so let's see. This won't be amazing, but I figure some folks just have to. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna press shift to drift and let go, shift to drift and let go, shift to drift, let go, shift, let go. Okay, shift, let go, shift, fill it. So here's another good spot for, and then I let go, and then I fill it. There's quite a few good spots on Wonder Museum to practice some of these techniques, hence why I'm using this map. But there are other maps where it gives good chances, but luckily there's a lot of curves on these maps, so if snaking isn't your thing, you don't have to use it too much, but it is a technique that has gotten me from like 5th to 1st in that last little stretch, especially just this basic like little spam here. Getting to the level 2 charge is quite nice, because the higher the charge is, the longer the speed lasts and the faster it is. But like 3 to 4, the speed and the time length is the same. It's just that gives invincibility, but that's with a gadget. But that is a gadget worth looking at. It's one of my favorites. I'm getting kind of good at this, actually. Okay, so that's drifting, but something I said earlier about going over the grass paths without a boost item. And I figured out this grass path right here, you see me going over, how I just skip past my past self with no boost item. That first little section, maybe not, but that second just big section of grass on East Stadium, you can just drive over and you're fine. So you can save your boost items, which is really good to know. And there's so many little like map traversal secrets. Not every patch of grass is worth driving over. So I would suggest experimenting and having fun yourself and figuring out which grass patches are worth going over. One map a lot of people struggle with, including me for the longest time, all my friends, I complained about it in my last video, is Blizzard Valley. And then I'm also kind of lumping Pumpkin Hill in here, not Pumpkin Hill, sorry, Pumpkin Mansion in here as well. And a lot of people in my comments said, just brake, use your brake, let off the accelerator. Don't do it. Only cowards use the brake. You can see here my time trial. The person in front of me is my past self who used the brake. But my brother was playing and was just like, just drift earlier. And yeah, it works. Just drift earlier. Yes, it's not great gameplay. I am not the best person in the world. But that's kind of the beauty of my whole brand is I'm bad at video games, but I'm learning. And as I learn, I can teach you guys as well. So yeah, just drifting earlier got me a new best record on this map. If you're struggling with certain maps and you want to win, if that's something you want, the time trials are genuinely invaluable. Just a few minutes, like running it like 3 times, made it so I was always getting last in Blizzard Valley beforehand, and now I've gotten first a few times because of just practicing. Same thing with Pumpkin Hill. I keep calling the wrong thing. Same thing with Pumpkin Mansion. I just kept struggling, and then I just ran it through the time trial a bunch of times, and now I'm good at Pumpkin Mansion. And this leads into my biggest tip of all, is experimentation. Because there isn't a meta in this game, and I kind of hope there's never a meta in this game, because it's so fun to just try different things. I figured out on accident, for some reason I play better in complete silence. Typically, I play better in games with music, but for some reason, I turned off my music to listen to Spotify, but then I forgot to put Spotify on, and I played so well, and I was finally able to beat, like, a bunch of rivals I wasn't able to beat before and such, and just for some reason I play better. But equally important is having fun, because if I'm on a lose streak, genuinely just doing something silly makes me win again. So my lucky funny character is the Werehog in my Hatsune Miku car. There's no stats to it, but it's funny. So I think just the power of the silliness makes me win with him. Mindset is so important. I don't want this to turn into another like Marvel Rivals or Overwatch where all the players are immune to having fun, because like the soundtrack of this game is too damn good for me to play in silence. Yes, I play better in silence, but I want to jam out. So I cranked up the game volume and I just had fun. You know, that's so important. Like, I decided to try out a build I saw online, which is Zaz in a tank, and it's the Hatsune Miku tank, with the spin drift gadget, and it's so funny. It is so silly. And you know what? I haven't won with it yet, but I'll figure it out. I'll do it someday. And sometimes you can get frustrated. I'm more prone to it when I'm playing alone like I was here. So like I was in 12th literally this entire game. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna step away and go read a book. And that's so important to do. Don't do the like play until you win thing unless you're having fun doing it. And I know I just keep saying like have fun, but it's a game. Please learn to have fun. I ended up accidentally putting my spin Zaz gadgets on Blaze in her like board form, and that's usually my main, and I ended up fucking killing it. So like here's my gadget. So just experiment. Put a power tuner on a fucking board. It's fine. Whatever. And for my final section, I want to talk a little bit about items. When I first started playing, I would freak out when the characters would tell me like, oh, I gotta get rid of this. I can't hold on to this forever. So I would like hit the button so that I could get more items later. Hold on to your stuff, especially if you're in first, hold on to it. Or if you're like, you know, in the earlier stuff. I have figured out, I've like started holding on to my items when I'm really far behind. That does not help. If you're like in 12th, go ahead and spam your items to catch up. But then after that, you can start holding on. And also, for the longest time, I thought the bomb, that when it like got to the end timer that it would blow you up. No, it just gets bigger. So you can hold on to your bomb, and that's really helpful. It can be a really good item if you know how to use it right. Wisps are really, really useful. I would say, like, if you have a drill, save it for when you're on a shortcut. And make sure your car is at least partially on the shortcut before you hit it, because it can just kind of force difficult things. Like there's a thing on Ocean View that can be hard to cut through, but that drill helps so much if you just send yourself flying in the direction of the shortcut and then hit the button. Also, I feel like I recently discovered, and that's why it's the end of this video, is that in the air, just lay off the drift button. I feel like charging your air tricks just slows you down. I have gone from first to last because of air sections, so, you know, I mean, experiment, of course, but I honestly don't think it's worth it. I think it's better to just, like, have that freedom to navigate where you can and grab items. Alrighty friends, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your support recently. I've been having so much fun. I was like, oh, this is I've always been obsessed with Sonic, so making Sonic content, this makes sense. I'm actually happy making this. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and if you want to see more, please like and subscribe, or if you want to see any other games, let me know. It's spooky season, I'm down to do some horror games. Otherwise, let me know if you have any tips and tricks, or if I said anything wrong. And as always, have a lovely, lovely day.